Welcome, everybody, to the Glaziar Gamble podcast episode, I believe 45, something like that. You clicked the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what this is about. We're going to do some Multiverse of Madness talk, but primarily this will be about Moon Knight episode 5 and Moon Knight episode 6.
They got the little TV spot about Doctor Strange, another TV spot.
Yep.
Showed two things. It showed the OG Professor X
with the hover chair.
Hover chair thing, yeah. It showed the OG that. And then it showed Wanda fighting what seems to be Captain Carter. So,
yeah, got the British shield. And fun fact, if anybody didn't see, she also had a jetpack on.
Yeah, I saw that too. That is fun.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Probably something that's necessary in order to even compete with Wanda. But Wanda, the way she is standing in that scene is she's in jeans and a long sleeve shirt. Her hands are
shoes on.
Her hands are glowing, and she's just chilling. She's sitting there like, eh. Like she doesn't look like she's putting forth any effort, and Captain Carter is just on the ground.
Yeah, she gets yeeted somewhere.
So
has to catch herself.
Just a little taste of what's to come with Wanda.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to trap her in those cells that we've seen.
Yeah,
so, the cells, and she's obviously going to get out and be pissed. And then the Illuminati / Defenders of the Multiverse, whatever, are gonna oh, we gotta stop her. And then Wanda's gonna be like, okay, try. And then yeah, and then that's what's gonna. I think that's what might happen. But yeah, so Captain Carter is one of those people. So
they're also there was that TV spot. We got to see the one-eyed monster.
Yeah,
the one-eyed
gargantuan or
gargantuan.
Like
yeah, we got to see some magical things happening a little bit more. We got to see some magic right away. It was very diving in this magic. We got to see America Chavez. We got to see some things. We got to see a little bit of teaser. We got to see Mordo. The big news, though, with Multiverse of Madness outside of that TV spot is people got to see the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of that, unexpected spoilers came all over the internet, the internet's face that day. It was just a complete money shot all over Twitter. I don't know if you could avoid it. I couldn't. I saw so many things that got spoiled for me, and I wasn't even trying to watch it. It was just, here's a recommended tweet based on your likes. Well, there you go. I just got to see 4 Multiverse of Madness spoilers, just unwarranted, just splashed all over my eyes. I was trying to wipe it off, and it was just, just bukkake of spoilers. So I was super disappointed. I did not want to see these spoilers, so I will not state them, but I do know at least 5 cameos of people that will be coming in that I would have much preferred to be spoilers.
Sure.
I got to see a certain character's fate, or hear about a certain character's fate.
Sure.
That occurred. So very disappointing. I will not be letting people know, but first 20 minutes. Apparently, one of those, either the TV spot or the 20 minutes, was not originally planned. Sounds as though the TV spot was released early by accident. It's too late now. It doesn't matter. We all got to see it, so it's not like that one was huge. The 20 minutes thing, however, was upsetting.
Sure.
We'll focus on that TV spot. Like we said, we got to see some magic. We got to see some different characters. OG Professor X is in, and we got to see that the Illuminati is bringing in Doctor Strange because he has been performing magic, and they say he's out of
he messed with the reality, and he messed with the reality, and that's the multiverse is something we don't know much about or whatever. But so he's doing something he's not supposed to. But
right. So that happened. If you didn't see it, check it out. If you want to avoid spoilers from here on out up until the movie, I highly recommend just avoiding the topic. If you don't even have to stay off Twitter, but if you see recommended based on you're following or of Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, of Marvel, I wouldn't search the topics of Marvel, Doctor Strange, anything like that. The spoilers are everywhere. Just tons. And the way Twitter works now with all their ads and how they recommend, it's going to be hard to avoid. It's just I think I honestly don't care what gets spoiled for me now because of how much was spoiled.
That's Sure. Monday, I think they get to like people are like seeing the movie, but they're not showing the ending. I think
So mute
like,
Variety on Twitter if you haven't.
Yeah.
Or block them because they're gonna let everybody know. It was unfortunate. So if I get any more spoilers at this point, I don't care. So I will be on Twitter when the movie comes out. Before I see it, at this point, everything's been spoiled. Apparently, Kevin Feige was upset about the spoilers, but don't release it early if you don't want spoilers.
Sure.
Now let's get into the meat of our discussion. Moon Knight, episode 5, semi-final, pre-finale, semi-finale, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty. It started off where we left off, gave a little rundown, but then what's her name? Taweret, yeah.
Taweret.
She was there and, explained to them they are dead. They are dead. This is not a different reality. This is
the afterlife.
It is a afterlife, not the afterlife.
Yeah, they made sure to say that there's so many different planes that different religions, I assume, or whatever.
Yeah, it's Marvel. They talked about it. There is a different afterlife based on your beliefs and for all people, the different people.
Right.
So even the Egyptians, she mentioned, everybody has a different experience of the afterlife because it's so incomprehensible. This is the first time she's seen a psych ward in her whole life. But yeah, so they explained so when we saw in Black Panther, that was their version of the afterlife, was those fields, the savannah. Right. With the glowing sky. We've seen multiple afterlives, so that was just them confirming this is their version of the afterlife for Mark, not for Steven technically, because we found out. So that they are told that they have to balance their life scales before they are allowed back onto the plane of existence, because that's the only way it works. If they don't balance their scales, their souls will be taken.
Yeah, they'll be frozen in the desert. Yeah.
Frozen in the desert. As the episode went on, we went through memories of Mark and Steven. We got to go through their past and try to come. They're supposed to come clean and be truthful to each other, and so we got to see the past of Mark, basically. Right. And in that time, we learned that Steven is an alternate personality that was created by Mark, just like how most dissociative identity disorder personalities form. It was because he was physically abused by his mother, because she blames Mark for the death of their younger brother. It was just Steven didn't even realize he had a brother because Mark only put Steven out. Mark explains to Steven
post that moment.
Post that moment. And Mark only brought Steven out for the good moments. So Steven got to live a happy, non-knowing life. He even thought that their mother was still alive when she's been dead. A huge, very heavy, very, very heavy.
Yeah, it's very emotional.
Phenomenal episode. I definitely wanted to tear up. It was. I mean, dissociative identity disorder, I've said, is fascinating in all senses, but to bring it into a highly produced world and show and story, just did a tremendous job. Oscar Isaac, wow.
Yeah.
Just holy.
No, he said that this is not only the most fun, but the most challenged he's been to do something like this.
And Ethan Hawke too. Oh, yeah. Ethan Hawke, but Oscar Isaac, and the woman who plays Layla.
Yeah, they've done really well.
All these people, all the choices in this show have been
even down to the mother. The mother, the father. Yeah. The mother did tremendous.
If you you probably saw it, but his younger brother, they went into the cave and the brother drowned because they went into a cave where, as it rained, it filled up. They couldn't keep their footing. They could go through the memories in the afterlife, and Steven was running and chasing and saying boys, don't go in here.
Trying to figure out what
that when he was saying, boys, come back, it's wet. I was like, oh God, I knew exactly. You knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But then when they showed the mom take off her belt, and we saw the first time Steven appeared.
Yeah. We
saw the first time Steven appeared was right after or right before a beating from their mother.
Yeah.
Showed up, and then Steven started cleaning up the room, and then Mark came back for the beating.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we found out, Mark basically brought Steven out anytime the world got bad, or the world was getting good, and then every time the world got bad, Mark came out.
Sure.
And tried to help Steven. And then we also found out where Khonshu took over.
Yeah.
We got to see the memory of when he was part of the excavation team where Layla's father was killed.
Yeah, the mercenaries or whatever.
Yeah. And that was where Mark was shot, and he had crawled to the fleet of Khonshu's statue. And Khonshu definitely,
what a waste, yeah.
Like Steven said, Khonshu 100% took advantage of him in a desperate moment. Very Ghost Rider-esque. Like, you find somebody very deal with the devil sort of thing, where everybody's on their last moment. Do you want sell me your soul and I'll let you stay alive? That sort of thing.
Sure.
And Khonshu basically, he said Moon Knight.
Yeah, I will heal you. You'll be my Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. It was very cool, very intense. But he definitely was taken advantage of so that he could live.
He manipulated
Mark
you.
Debated on dying there.
Yeah.
He obviously abusive family, hasn't seen his dad.
He kills people for his job.
He kills people, and he remembers every single person he killed.
One,
He mentions that to Steven in the episode. You try taking a life and tell me you don't remember him.
Right.
Which is very intense, because he clearly doesn't want to be doing this killing, but he's doing it.
He said himself, like even before Khonshu, he was killing people. Sure.
Yeah.
He said something about the military and like something like that. He's like special branch or something.
Right.
Like that.
He said something like, if you go AWOL, nobody wants you. So that was the moment where Khonshu turned him into Moon Knight. But so as these events kept happening, we never saw Jake. There was a theory that Jake was the one in the beginning. Talking to,
it was just kind of a little off or whatever.
I think that was just I told Joe this off when we weren't recording, that I don't think that was Jake. I think Oscar Isaac's trying to play multiple different characters. Sometimes you might slip a little bit. Sometimes recording, sound production might just be a little off. So people thought that was just a different voice, and it was Jake talking to Dr. Harrow. But Jake's still in the coffin, or in the sarcophagus. Unless Jake got out of the sarcophagus and we didn't see it, I don't think that could be Jake.
Right.
Because in this afterlife, Jake would have to come out of his sarcophagus to come out.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think that was Jake, just personally.
Sure.
I do think we will see Jake in the credit scene of the finale. That'll be when they reveal him, similar to what you and I have said all along. I think Jake will be revealed talking to another Marvel character, which is where we'll see.
They did tease New York too,
right?
Like, when they're talking about Mark, he's like, "Yeah, this is New York or whatever."
So they'll probably talk to somebody in New York as Jake, which is where we'll see Moon Knight next. So he'll talk to Punisher,
Banner,
Daredevil, Hulk. He'll talk to someone, Blade. He'll talk to somebody, and that's where we'll know where he'll show up. But it'll be as Jake, and I think that'll be the true reveal of Jake.
Sure.
But yeah, and then so all these things were supposed to be balancing the scales. But even after all this truth, it really wasn't.
It was close, but it was
super close. And at one point, Steven tells Mark it wasn't his fault, and that's right where they're getting really close. That's their closest to balancing is when Steven and Mark hug it out, and like Steven explains to Mark, it's not your fault that mother died. It's not your fault that your brother died. None of it's your fault.
Yeah, you're just a kid.
You're just a kid, and Khonshu took advantage of you.
Yeah.
So, but kind of like making an amends with himself and each other with his different personalities. But then, because their scales weren't balancing, Tawit said that she can't let them through to the other side because their scales didn't balance, and she leaves to let the souls of the desert take them.
Right.
Steven and Mark fight them off, and
Mark fights them, and then obviously Mark is more capable. But then Mark is looking like it's not looking good. They're about to drag him over the edge, and Steven's like, if you can do this, I can do this. We're the same person.
Me too. Yeah.
And so he fights him off for a little bit, and then Steven falls off trying to save him or something.
He tackled, so while Mark's getting pulled, so he defeats a couple people that were fighting Mark. Mark gets tackled again by more souls. So Steven tackles one of the souls, falls over the edge,
and then eventually freezes because it's like the sands of time or something like that.
And he freezes in the desert, and it's super heart-wrenching.
Right.
And after Steven freezes, the scales balance. Yeah. So then Mark's allowed to leave, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
It's his scales balancing, and we're all left with Steven. Can he show back up? Because he's a personality, he's not a separate soul.
Right.
So what's going to happen there? Or is Jake still considered in the afterlife in a sarcophagus trapped away, or is he going to be able to come out now?
Yeah.
Considering he seems to be more deadly than Mark.
Which is weird because he's like a taxi driver in the comics, so I don't know.
Or is there a fourth personality that took over that's not Jake? Right. We'll see. We'll see there. It's interesting because now that we can segue into this, the finale is supposed to be 42 minutes shorter, the shortest episode yet.
Yeah, and like 45 minutes, I thought.
I saw 42. Right. If it's 42 or 45, either way, it is the shortest episode yet and the shortest finale of any Marvel series yet.
Sure.
Which is interesting because everybody after the 5th episode before that was announced was talking about how this is probably going to be the longest finale because there's so much to unpack and there's still so much for us to see.
Right.
And then it was announced it's going to be short, and everybody's internet reaction is, "What? I don't get it. What the hell? What do we do?
Can we make these like?" The Netflix series are too long. They're like 16 episodes or something. They're too long. These Disney Plus ones are too short. Can we just get a happy medium? Like 8,
Mandalorian.
10? Yeah.
Mandalorian is 10 episodes between 40 and 50 minutes. Or no, they're shorter than that.
Yeah.
They're 10 episodes that are about 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I think 8 to 10 episodes ranging from 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
I like shorter. I don't like when episodes get to like an hour, but if you're trying to tell a deep story, you need a longer episode.
Yeah,
I'm fine with longer series.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. And it gives you time to do a big shocking reveal at a mid-season, at like in episode 5.
Yeah.
And then it gives you a big shocking reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like, and
you could run 12 episodes and go shorter.
Right.
It's strange to me that it is short. It's strange.
Yeah.
But strange.
Segueing into our next.
So obviously, we skipped over a huge part. Before they were going to the afterlife, we saw hundreds of souls falling into the desert before their time.
Yeah.
See how I didn't know what was happening?
Yeah.
And that's Amit has been erected and it
resurrected. Yeah.
And she is
dropping people like flies.
He's
like, you're gonna be bad, you're gonna be bad, you're gonna be okay.
So you're gone, you're gone, you're fine, you're gone, you're gone.
Right.
Souls are just falling. So the episode finale, he has to take on Amit.
He doesn't have Khonshu yet, though.
But he's gonna have to release Khonshu, which means we're probably gonna see the God of War or God of Love or God of Music help release. Might have to fight Osiris.
Yeah, Osiris, because they like
even Tiamat mentioned Osiris.
Yeah.
So probably gonna have to fight Osiris.
He's not gonna like this, and it's like he already put you in here. Like he already made you a little statue, Tauret. So.
Yeah. So we're going to see probably a fight against Osiris with the God of Music or Goddess of Music. Maybe they release all the gods.
Yeah. Yeah, and he they're all pissed at Osiris because of trapping them.
Sure. Yeah. So we might see that. And then those gods that were released all have to fight Amit.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if their avatars will come back. If they have avatars.
Right. Or will they have to find avatars? Khonshu mentioned it, that if Amit were to be resurrected, he would not be powerful enough to take her on alone. So we know Amit's extremely powerful compared to the other gods. It might take 10 gods to take Amit on.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that's where I'm leaning, is they're going to release the gods.
Yeah, I think maybe you're going to get 10. More. Because they wouldn't have shown Osiris putting Khonshu in the thing and then panning out and showing all of the ones he's done.
Unless the goal is to free them all.
Yeah. I think so too. So
the question is, will they have time to do a fight with Osiris and a fight with Amit and wrap up the stuff with Layla and wrap up the
Steven coming back,
Jake in 42 to 45 minutes?
I don't know.
And slip in probably a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And there's been at least 5 to 7 minutes of credits every episode. So is it 42-minute runtime, or is it 42 minutes plus 5 to 7 minutes of credits?
Right.
If that's the case, there's no way they're going to be able to slide in a fight with Osiris, or the series is going to end with Amit still alive, and the post-credit scene will be Jake with
getting help.
Yeah. And then I just don't think, like a lot of people are saying, they're either going to extend this into another series, or Moon Knight's for sure getting a season 2.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they do it in that short of time.
Right.
Without it feeling rushed or unplanned.
Yeah, and we said maybe Blade would be a person like in a taxi or something like that, but Blade's gonna have Dane Whitman with him, like in his movie most likely. He's gonna have the Black Knight. So, do we want to overload Blade? Probably not. Like, we probably don't want to overload Blade. We probably want to put Moon Knight with someone else.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be Frank Castle, and we'll get Punisher season 3.
They are pushing the whole Netflix thing really hard. The whole Netflix property's coming back.
Yeah.
So it comes out Wednesday.
Yes.
Comes out Wednesday. I feel like it's something I want to watch immediately.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm definitely going to avoid Twitter until I watch it.
Yeah, it comes out at like 4 a.m. or something.
Because there's going to be the first 3 things trending are going to be, like
Moon
if
Knight,
it say
Mark
it,
Spector.
Moon Knight, Blade. It'll be who's involved.
Yeah, right.
It'll be something like that. It'll be Oscar Isaac. It'll be
sure.
Jake Lockley has trended after every episode. Jake Lockley will be trending again. So I'm just gonna avoid that.
Sure.
We'll see. I do think it'll be releasing of the gods. It's just whether or not they're gonna have time to do all that.
Right.
And if
Osiris does seem like very passive too, so he might just hide. So.
Yeah, but he also shut down Khonshu with a wave of his hand and said, like, basically, don't make me do this, as in I could kill you in the snap of my finger if I wanted right now.
Right.
So he also seems extremely powerful.
Right.
And they talk as if he's the leader, so he's probably the most powerful outside of the ones that have been locked away, because the only way powerful gods would lock away other gods is because they're more powerful.
Threatened or something, yeah.
Yep. They're threatened by Khonshu. They were threatened by Amit. They're threatened by all these people. So we're definitely going to see the goddess of music. We're definitely going to see Khonshu released. We're definitely going to see Osiris and Amit. It'll just be a god-packed episode.
Right. And
it's just whether or not the episode's either going to end with maybe Mark wanting to go save Steven, Mark and Jake having to get help to stop Amit.
Right.
One of these loose ends, there is just, I don't see it being able to get tied up. If they do it and it doesn't feel rushed, I'll be extremely impressed. Because last time we saw Layla, she was hiding in the pyramid and watched Mark get shot.
Yeah.
After being given the statue of Amit. And since Amit was released, we know Layla was caught.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's no way out of that room besides going through the people. So, yeah, and then we get to watch Moon Knight on Wednesday.
Yep.
We can do the podcast on Thursday, and then we get to see Doctor Strange on Saturday. So it's gonna be an action-packed week, and can't wait for 47 then, because then we'll do the Doctor Strange breakdown. Will be fun. I'm sure.
Yep. So. Yeah, we'll go Moon Knight finale, and then the next episode will be a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, or we might do what we normally do. We do a thing on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That could be fun as well.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see about that. Honestly, I don't have too much else to say. We covered it. I didn't want to do like a scene by scene breakdown like we did last week. I just wanted to talk about it. So I think we covered a lot of the big points for this episode. if anybody listening or watching has any opinions, I would love to hear them. We do polls and questions on every episode on Spotify, but I also very interested for the people that watch on YouTube to hear what they have to say. I love hearing other people's opinions and questions, especially if they're cordial about it. Do you think that was Jake at the beginning? Do you think they're going to be able to wrap up all of the loose ends?
Who do you want to see as
45 minutes?
Who do you want to see as the cameo, if there is one?
Who do you want to see as the cameo? I believe I asked that as the poll question or the open-ended question in last week's episode.
Sure.
So, if you want to go back, check out those questions as well. Feel free to bring them over to YouTube if you want. I really want to hear what other people have to say, because it's one of those things that this is one of the most fascinating shows I've seen on Disney Plus overall, and especially the Marvel shows. I really want people's information. And if I'm being honest, people's opinions on Twitter are just always pretty negative. But the responses that we've gotten on YouTube for the comments that we have gotten have actually been pretty fun and interactive and positive.
Right.
So I would love to hear from some people. That'd be pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet indeed.
Do you have any other opinions on this episode or the next episode?
I just want the Jake Lock. I don't care what happens in the entire episode. I just want like a Jake Lockley cameo, so that like we're right, because I just think that'd be so cool and it'd be the perfect way to attach him to some other bigger project. So sure.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people like. Jake Lockley has trended after every episode. I think that's what people want. That's we covered Multiverse of Madness. We covered Moon Knight. Next week it'll be Moon Knight. Then we'll do Multiverse of Madness as its own thing when the movie comes out. Be prepared for spoilers. Like I said earlier, they're everywhere already, so avoid it as much as you can. Like No Way Home, it's gonna get worse. And please let us know what you think about this show, who you think's gonna show up. Like, comment, and subscribe while you're at it. Follow, all that good stuff. You all look phenomenal. GG.